quick snack, another one of these Fit Crunch bars, and we're having a banana to tide me through until I can eat something a little bit more substantial. Probably gonna be eggs and toast. Workday done, good day, busy day. The week is cruising along, but I'm headed off to the gym right now. We're gonna do some legs today. Leg day for me is gonna be probably the most important day of the week just because of my injury. I'm still doing a lot of rehab stuff, but we'll squat today. It feels good to be back to squatting. Just like in the last video, I'll end up doing my single leg elevated heel squats. I think today I'm gonna ditch the weight and just try to get a deeper range of motion. We'll do some RDLs and then we'll also do some Bulgarian split squats. Today I'm gonna increase the weight. I've just been doing 35 pounds. We'll go up to 40 pounds today and see how that feels. So today's workout started out with a 3x3 on squat, starting out with 165 pounds, then 190 pounds, and then 215 pounds for the top set. All of these felt really good. The weight is moving pretty easily, and my squat is starting to feel more even after breaking my hip, so I'm feeling really good on these. Today, for these single leg slant board squats, what I did is I dropped the weight. I had been doing them with a 10-pound dumbbell in my hand and just decided to increase my range of motion. I was probably going just a little bit higher than this. You can see I actually lose my balance on some of these, and I think that's because this is a new range of motion for me and I just have to get used to going that deep. But the good thing is everything feels really good getting this deep into the squat. So hopefully at some point in the future, I'll be able to start doing pistol squats again, just on the flat ground. I did 2 sets to 10 on these on each leg, and I was feeling really, really tired at the end. So my last set, I actually only managed to get 3 reps on each leg. So I don't think I'm gonna add weight. I'm just gonna keep with this new extended range of motion and keep pushing until I can get 3 sets of 10. My next exercise are these RDLs, and with these, I'm just doing 10 pounds. I think next week I'll be able to actually go up in weight because this felt way better than normal, but this exercise still kicks my ass even with such light weight. It's crazy because when I bend over, I can feel exactly where they cut into me for my hip surgery, and I can still feel the weakness in my glute, but I know that the more I do this, the stronger I'll get, and it's an exercise that I really, really need to be doing as part of my rehab. I did 3 sets of 10 with these 10 pounds. I just started doing the kickstand version. You can see my back leg is stretched out. For the first part of my rehab, I was doing this just balancing on one single leg, and I think that was actually doing more harm than good. So I started doing the kickstand version, and I'm actually able to feel the exercise a lot more. I'm able to be a lot more controlled, and I think there's just a lower injury risk here as well. My last weighted exercise of the day is these Bulgarian split squats. Today I did increase the weight, although it's only slightly. I was doing this with 35 pounds, and this week I did it with 40 pounds. I'm feeling really, really strong on these, so I think I'm gonna go up to 45 pounds next week. This is a newer exercise for me. I've only been doing this for maybe a month and a half, but I really, really like these. I'm noticing a lot of glute development as I've continued to do them, and probably in combination with the RDLs as well. But I feel a ton of glute activation here. And I'm doing 3 sets of 8 with this 40 pounds, and it feels hard all the way through. The last thing for the day is these jumping exercises. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to gain confidence through randomized movements. So everything that I'm doing has that in mind. So right now I'm currently eating in a caloric deficit. During the couple of months that I was on the couch, I gained somewhere in the 10 to 15 pound range. I wasn't tracking my weight super accurately, it just didn't seem important at the time. But I know my normal weight that I sit around is around 200 pounds. And at one point, while I was still on crutches, I weighed as high as 215. And even in the time since I've been off the crutches and riding the bike and exercising more, my weight was still somewhere up in that 215 range. So for me, somewhere around 200 pounds is what I feel is maintainable, and also something that feels healthy for me still. So right now I'm just trying to get back down to around that weight. Of course, I'd like to be lighter. I think it's really easy in a lot of the sports that I do to think, the light is right attitude, and I could reasonably see myself somewhere around 190, but I don't think that would be super healthy for me long term. In order to maintain that, I would have to get really neurotic about my calories, and so 200 feels a lot more sustainable. Since around June, I've been slowly dropping my calories. So starting out, I think I was doing somewhere around 3,000 calories a day, and as the weeks have gone on, I've slowly dropped that down to where now I'm sitting, just as of this week was another drop, basically, just under 2,500 calories a day. Now, the way that I've been doing this, and it's different than how I've done it in the past, because if you look online, a lot of what people say about losing weight, and people who are using MyFitnessPal for tracking say, ignore the activity calories, just go with your daily recommended, don't eat back the calories that you've burned. But I think for someone who is trying to have like a performance-based lifestyle, that doesn't really make sense, and it's a lot more sustainable to eat back the calories. I know that those trackers aren't super accurate in what their predictions are of calories burned, but I also don't really think it matters, because the main thing is that it's going to be consistent. So even if it's a little bit high or a little bit low for me, the main thing is that number is going to be consistent. So I run 3 miles, likely it's going to be around the same calories that it recommends that I eat back. So because this is more of a long-term thing, I don't have a particular end date in mind. I'm just sort of trying to comfortably get to a better weight. I don't mind eating back the calories that I'm burning through exercise. One, because it makes the days a little bit easier. I've got some flexibility, and I know that if I work out a little bit harder, maybe I can have a treat at the end of the day. That's definitely a piece of motivation. But at the same time, as long as I'm steadily dropping my calories and I'm making sure that, one, I'm not feeling super fatigued, like I'm still sleeping well, I still feel strong, which I do, then I can continue to comfortably drop the calories and eat back what I've burned. I think I'm going to stick with the, just under 2,500 calories a day for the foreseeable future. Right now I'm sitting at around 205 pounds. That was my weight this morning. So I'm going to stick with it. It would be kind of fun to get a little bit leaner just for the sake of it. But if it starts to impact performance, if it starts to impact my running, if it starts to impact how I feel in the gym, I'll just abandon it and start on sort of like a maintenance calories diet. The goal obviously here is performance. So I have to make sure that with everything that I'm doing, it relates back to being high performing and being strong. What's really cool is even though I'm cutting back calories, I'm still feeling stronger in the gym. And I think at this point, a lot of what's happening is I'm just getting back strength that I lost, not actually getting stronger overall. The amount of weight that I'm squatting, deadlifting, benching, and shoulder pressing is still significantly lower than what I was doing at this time last year, but it doesn't really matter. I'm getting more muscle recruitment. I'm getting stronger from where I was in February of this year, and I'm preventing myself from getting injured as I increase my weekly mileage. So overall, that's what I'm going for is, be high performance, don't get injured, recover hard.